Okay, this is going to be complicated, but listen up. I live in Latvia, basically the furthest thing east in Europe that is not Russia. There isn't any recent folklore like with you US fags, but before the 11th century, my country was populated by various tribes. There weren't any wendigos or other mythical creatures, but the natives believed in multiple gods, like Lima, the goddess of luck, or Umis, the god of fertility. So the Livonians and the other tribes, to please the gods, made sacrifices of goats, deer, sometimes humans on these sacrificial boulders, which were carved with symbols referring to the appropriate god. So, lore ends and story begins. I was exploring the countryside of Kurzim, one of the provinces in Latvia. It was mainly fields and forests. I went up this hill to eat dinner and chill. I set up a small campfire because it was late September. I began to cook my canned spaghetti. While it was heating up, I walked around my camp to see if there was anything to see. There, I came across a sacrificial boulder which had these rough shapes of an S with sharp corners scraped into it. I thought that it was nothing special, since I'd seen a similar one with a swastika engraved, which in ancient Latvian culture symbolized the god of thunder. I came back to eat, and my spaghetti was ready. By the way, X, you have to try canned spaghetti with sprouts. It's amazing. I then set up my tent for the night, checked for my knife, which was illegal since I'm Eurofag, slept like a baby because I walked about 30 kilometers that day. I had food for a week, maybe, but was planning on going back the day after tomorrow. In the morning, I packed up and went on. When it was lunchtime, I already had walked about 10 kilometers through the fucky terrain of rural Latvia. When I sat down for some chow, I noticed that not far from me was a sacrificial boulder with this same S engraved on it. I thought it was weird seeing two exactly similar sacrificial boulders so close to each other. Anyways, I saw the boulder and got this horribly sickly feeling. Like I was going up on stage to present a shitty project that I worked on. I went closer to it and felt a huge heaviness overwhelm me. I collapsed to the ground and saw the world become a foggy mess. It was like I had turned my render distance down to a single chunk. Then I began to hear these dry voices that were speaking in some strange mix of German, Polish, and Latvian. I recognized some words, but everything is a blur from now on. I then saw myself running through the cold woods. I saw myself cutting off the head of a buck with my knife. I had wrapped its intestines around the sacrificial boulder. Then I finally came free, and I walked for what seemed like a week. I reached a road and collapsed there. I regained consciousness in the ambulance car. I only then realized that I couldn't see through my left eye. My jeans were practically ripped off, my shirt was just strands, and my arms were covered to the shoulder in blood. Then I woke up in a hospital in my own room. There wasn't anyone there. Then this beautiful woman came into the room. She was about 150 centimeters, looked like the perfect Aryan woman. Cute face, blonde hair, turquoise blue eyes. She said something in the same language as those voices I heard. But she saw that I was confused and scared. She then kissed me on the forehead, and I felt so at peace. It was like meditation, but combined with the strongest weed you could get. All of my problems went away. I then woke up with the hospital staff asking me questions. Turns out, I had wandered around Kurzim for an entire week without food or clothes. Then the police questioned me. They thought I was on acid. I spent 2 weeks in the hospital recovering from malnutrition, frostbite, and bruises. My left eye was okay, but it was just covered in a scab from the dried blood.